I suppose I could start out by saying, I could tell you what a lot of religious people mean by it. They'll say, you see, we're not under law, but we're under grace. And they'll tie that to our sins and the law. You see, justice demands death. And so then Jesus Christ suffered that punishment in our place. So therefore the law is satisfied, or justice. And so therefore, you see, the law doesn't have anything else to say to us because it thinks we're punished through Christ. And so the law is no longer gunning for us. And so therefore, who we were has been put to death, you see. And so then who we are now, we're the same guy, but we're beyond the reach of the law, is how they'll say it. But they won't say it that way because you see how it don't look good when they say it that way. That's why they control their manner of speech and phrasings, how they say stuff. But their idea is the long arm of the law can only reach and find you while you're alive. But when you're symbolically and figuratively put to death through Christ being punished instead of you, then the law goes, well, I've reached as far as I can go. So it doesn't reach beyond the grave is the idea. They'll say, well, you see, you've been raised up with Christ, and they'll time that as in nearly 2,000 years ago. Then when Christ was raised, you were raised with him. And, they'll take that literally. And you see how that's a little crazy. You see, I wasn't raised with Christ 2,000 years ago. I didn't exist 2,000 years ago. But anyways, that's how they tailor it, so that basically like this. Christ was punished for every infraction of law that you would ever commit in your entire life. And so therefore, the law addresses all of that, and then the law has fully addressed you through punishing Christ instead of you. And so then, the law is done with you. Your case has been fully executed. Guilt, you see, punishment, death, boom, it's over. And so the law has nothing more to say. And so then, now we're under grace. Which means, guess what? You can do whatever you want to do, and the law will not come after you. You see what I mean? Justice. Justice will never come after you, and you'll never suffer wrath. Wrath, you see, is the administration of justice, and so the idea is that justice was administered on Christ, and he was punished instead of you, and so therefore, you see, then the law is satisfied, and it shuts its mouth forever. And so now you can go around and commit those very crimes that Christ was supposedly punished for, and because he was punished for them, I mean, it's quite interesting how a case can be fully closed, okay? Punishment meted out and fully closed, and say it's closed, before the offender even exists, before the crime even occurs. It makes it like pre-crime or something, which is, I don't know, it'd be like pre-punishment. To punish before the crime even occurs or the offender even exists. So that when the punishment is meted out, then when the offender comes into existence and he starts doing those very crimes that Christ was supposedly punished for, the law says the case is closed. But how is a case closed when you have a bank robbery ongoing? Obviously it isn't. I would say what it really means. When Paul was talking about law, the law, as Paul was meaning it there, which is the law addressed the man all by himself without the aid of God, and that means without the deliverance of God too. So you have a man enslaved to the flesh, and he cannot be lawful, and no flesh can be justified, and that is a man who is enslaved to the corrupt nature, walking according to the flesh. And this is when he absolutely has to. For that which I want to do, I do not do, and that which I do not want to do, I wind up doing. And so you see, because of that, the man violates the law. And the reason why he's saying we're not under law, but we're under grace, is because we are separated from the corrupt nature, is what he's saying. And so where the law was given was to show that the undelivered man cannot deliver himself. The corrupt nature can't make itself uncorrupt. You can't make the corrupt nature uncorrupt. You cannot. By the flesh no man shall be justified. By the sin nature no man can be justified. With my mind, the law is good. But sin, seeing opportunity, that is sin in the flesh. That is the corrupt nature. It calls for death. Which means what? Punish me in wrath? Or Christ to pretend it's me? No. Sin in the flesh is what gives you death, or requires the death, which is the separation from the flesh. Because the idea is the flesh has to be put to death, basically, or mortified or rendered inoperative. And so when he says we are no longer under law because we're not walking by the flesh, the idea is to be delivered from the flesh. And that's where he's talking about grace. And so those who have undergone the separation, the true circumcision, which is the putting off of the flesh, they do not walk after the flesh, but they walk after the Spirit. In order to walk after the Spirit and not after the flesh, you have to be delivered from the flesh, and that is what the separation is. Separation from the corrupt nature. And so, you see how the law addressed the man in his flesh, and that is in his corrupt flesh, that the man in his corrupt flesh cannot satisfy the law, cannot be lawful, cannot. No man, no flesh can please God. No man enslaved to the corrupt nature. God is not pleased with people being in that state and condition. It's not good. Being undelivered is not good. No flesh shall be justified by the law, and no flesh can please God. The corrupt nature cannot please God. It opposes the Spirit at every turn. And so the man who is enslaved to the corrupt nature, he is forced to oppose the Spirit at times. And so the law addressed the flesh, it addressed the undelivered man in the flesh. The undelivered man, enslaved to the corrupt flesh, all he has is the corrupt flesh to work with. And if you want to talk about the right information, guess what happens? For that which I want to do, I do not do, and the very thing I don't want to do, I do. So the man who has the correct information and even the knowledge of the law, all he has is the corrupt nature to work with. And even when he has the right information concerning the law or the standard of goodness, he cannot keep it. The reason why, you see, it's not like the law failed. You see what I mean? It's what the law addressed. It was designed to show that it wouldn't work. That a man enslaved to the corrupt nature cannot satisfy the law or the demands of the law. He cannot be lawful or acquire it. He keeps doing the very thing he doesn't want to do. And so it's because of the flesh that no man shall be justified before God. But those who walk after the Spirit, you see, they don't walk after the flesh. They're separated from the flesh. That's where we have it being under grace. God does man a favor. He helps him out. That's what it's about. So when Paul's analogizing the Old Testament, using an analogy, under the law, and those guys being under the law, he's not suggesting that all the people under the Old Testament dispensation of Israel, that none of them were delivered. That's blasphemy. So he's using an analogy. You see, just as they were under the law, and you can use Israel as an analogy. Did they keep the law? Look at them. They're bound in Molech. I mean, gee, they put the ark in somebody's attic and forgot about the whole law to begin with, and then Nehemiah had to get out and relearn it. So he was using that as an analogy, but anyways, the law addressed the flesh, and it's the undelivered man in the flesh, and there's no way that man can please the law, and so, or God. And so this is why we have walking after the Spirit, where God does man a favor, and it's separation from the flesh. You please God.